Guys, it's almost 2021. There is no reason why you're not automating a lot of the things that you could be doing. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs, where I give you the keys you need to succeed. Today we are going to talk about 7 productivity hacks for entrepreneurs. Guys, this is one of my favorite topics. Your girl knows how to get things done and be productive. So we're going to talk about all of the amazing tips right now. All right, tip number 1. It's probably my favorite tip. I actually should have put it last. It is vitality. You guys, vitality is super important if you're an entrepreneur. A lot of times we want to keep going and going and going. We think we're the Energizer Bunny. We think that we don't need to take a break. But newsflash, you're going to need to take care of your body and take care of your mind if you're going to want to make it in the long run, okay? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So some of the things that I make sure that I'm doing, even if I don't necessarily have time, working out, eating healthy, those things work wonders in the long run, okay? Sometimes I don't have time to work out, but I know if I don't, then a couple weeks from now, I'm gonna be feeling like trash and I'm not gonna be good for anybody. So that's one of the things I make sure I'm doing. Eating healthy, drinking water, all of those things are super important if you're gonna be effective in running your business. Even things like eating, a lot of times I'm working and I don't necessarily stop and take a break and eat. And then I realize it's like 1 or 2 p.m. and I crash. It's simple. Take care of your body, take care of your mind so you can take care of your business. All right, the second productivity hack that I have is to multitask to an extent. So a lot of people think multitasking is beneficial overall, and it's not. But there is a way to multitask to make it beneficial for your business, and that is by doing something that requires your full attention or requires your attention and doing something that doesn't. So a lot of the times I will listen to a podcast while I'm getting ready, or I'll listen to a YouTube video while I'm making coffee or making tea in the morning, something that doesn't really require my attention while I'm listening to something else. So that's an example of how you can multitask. Phone calls while driving, listening to podcasts while driving, listening to things while cleaning up. All of those things can be done. However, it is not beneficial to switch back and forth between tasks that you're trying to do that require your full attention, because a lot of the times it takes more energy to switch back and forth and to try to do those tasks at the same time than if you would just sit and focus on the task that you're trying to do. So keep in mind when you're trying to multitask to always pair it with something that you don't really need to give your attention to, and that will help you more in the long run. One thing that I like to do is focus completely on something for a set amount of time. I actually do use this a lot while I'm doing work. I will use it and focus on something. It's about 30 minutes, that timer, and then I'll take a break and then I'll focus on something else, or I'll go back to focusing on what I originally was working on. The third tip that I have to increase your productivity is to automate. All right, a lot of the times when I first started the business, I was doing everything by hand, doing everything myself. I was not really taking advantage of all of the systems that we have. Guys, it's almost 2021. There is no reason why you're not automating a lot of the things that you could be doing. My social media, I automate. When I run cards at the studio, I automate registration. A lot of the things don't require you to physically be there. And to be honest, a lot of people don't like to interact with people anymore anyway. So instead of making people call you to find out your prices, call you to register for your classes or to buy your product, just automate it. Put it where it's online, where people can conveniently go to something and do it themselves, or to where something runs automatically every month so you don't have to go in and do all of these things. It's just taking up your time. So the third tip I have, automate your systems. One of my favorite things to automate is email marketing. Guys, email marketing is key. That's a whole nother video. We can get into that. But I have it automated to where, so when someone signs up, it automatically sends them an email, and then a couple days later it sends them another email, and then if they haven't registered for a class, it sends them another email. It explains the benefits of dance and explains the difference between the different types of dances. All of this is automatically set up, so I don't have to do anything. So then the registrations are just coming in because that's automated too. So automation is key to increase your productivity, because as that's going on, you can be working on something else. All right, the fourth tip I have is to think like a CEO. And I know that sounds kind of cliche. It sounds like, oh, of course I'm thinking like a CEO. I run my business, or I'm trying to run my business. But a lot of the times that's exactly what you're doing. You're running your business. You're not necessarily thinking like a CEO who needs to think about growing and maintaining the business. You're thinking about someone who needs to do the little things in the business. Email this person back, create this social media post, put this for sale, launch something, put it on the website. You're not always thinking about the bigger picture because you're so busy doing the day-to-day task, and a lot of times we get caught up in that. So what I personally do is I have a CEO Fridays where I don't do any of the admin things that I need to do. I only focus on, okay, what do I need to do to grow my businesses? And that kind of helps me step back and make sure that I'm not only doing the things to maintain, but I'm doing the things to grow as well. My next tip is to schedule everything. A lot of people assume because you work for yourself, then you have all the time in the world, you're free to do anything at any time, and you are to an extent. But if you don't schedule things, then you'll turn around and you'll look and it'll be 5 o'clock every day and you would have gotten nothing done. So even things like phone calls, I tell people, hey, yeah, I can talk to you at this time for about 30 minutes. Because if not, you will talk for hours and hours. People will come in, they will interrupt you. You have to tell people when you're available and when you're not. Because like I said, with entrepreneurship, there's a blurred line with boundaries, and people assume that you can talk, you can do things, you can go eat, you can everything, and you still have to get your work done. So with me, I schedule things like phone calls. I have a phone call in 35 minutes and I've already told her I only have about 15 minutes to talk because I have other things to do. So you have to schedule those things or you'll get nothing done. All right, tip number 6 is to get organized. My favorite way to get organized is Asana. It is a project management software that you can access online. They also have an app. You can schedule everything out, when it needs to be done, what steps need to be taken for it to get done, and then you can also bring in your team to be signed in as well, so you can schedule tasks to other people. That way you don't lose track of what you're trying to do, and you can really keep everything in one central location that needs to be done for your business. And you can also store documents there, such as, email documents, accounting documents, tax documents, so that everything is kind of in the same place. Another thing that I like to use is Google Drive. I use that a lot, and then I use Dropbox a lot to just organize all of my files, because there's going to be a lot. There's going to be documents, there's going to be templates, there's going to be products, marketing, accounting things, and you have to be able to organize all of these, especially when you grow, when you start having help. If you don't have a central location for things or a system and a way to organize things, then no one's going to be able to help you. So start preparing yourself now for that. Get organized and just make it easier on yourself and your future coworkers. My last tip is to delegate. This is not my favorite tip, but definitely something that I need to work on. I put it on my vision board for 2020 to delegate more things, because I was trying to do all the things when I first started my business. 5 years after having my business, I was still trying to do all the things. And I realized that I was taking away from potential growth because I was spending all of this time doing things, like I said, to maintain the business, things that I could easily pay someone $10 an hour, $15 an hour to do. I was wasting my time doing it myself, because instead of doing things that I needed to do to grow the business that only I could do, I was so worried about things being done a specific way, things being done right. But guys, done is better than perfect, and delegating will help you grow your business. I think there's a quote that's like, if you want to go fast, go by yourself, and if you want to go far, then you go with other people. So delegating is definitely important. And nowadays, if you don't necessarily have the money to afford to hire help, you can barter with people. You can hire virtual assistants on websites like Fiverr. You don't have to pay a ton of money for help in your business, and there's definitely ways around it. So you really just have to get creative and start delegating things so you can grow your business. Those are my 7 tips, my 7 productivity hacks for entrepreneurs. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell so you can get notifications when I post a new video. I post videos every single week, and in the meantime, you guys can check out my website, asiaonline.com, and you can follow me on Instagram. Both of those links are below, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.